Chapter 8, Ground Zero, Brooklyn. Something was in the air that night that wasn't just affecting Mad Boy's chemistry because, from the looks of it, everyone seemed to be feeling their own share of craziness. There was a full moon out just like in some horror story, so big and full it almost seemed to have lost its orbital course. It was moving towards Earth, just about ready to crash down here at Ground Zero, Brooklyn. Something was definitely in the air, and some force was out and about ready to intervene, to change things for the better or worse. No one was paying attention to the scene Mad Boy had created on top of Stumpy's place anymore. From the north, a large group of marauding cyclists could be seen massing up and heading in their direction. Michael had no clue what was going on or who these guys were. He knew just about every other motorcycle gang in the city, and these guys didn't remind him of any of the sort. They're not the High Riders, no. They're not the Mad Leviathans, no, not them. I used to ride with them sometimes. Then again, they could be some new group I didn't hear a lick of in prison. Just about all the information Michael had about the whatnots of the city were shit he'd get from other prison inmates, and none of the stories seemed to match what he was seeing here. There had to be 100 of them massing up, like some horde of barbarians massing up at some ancient city's gates. And up front, Michael could immediately then make out their leader. Out of all of them, this guy had his own special aura, like some futuristic Attila the Hun. He was covered in leather that glistened in the dark. He wore what looked like a poncho made of chainmail armor. He had black as night shades on, wearing sunglasses at night. His hair was slicked back and ponytailed up, which hung down to his ass. "Oh no, they're here," muttered Stumpy. "Stumpy, who the fuck are these guys?" demanded Michael. And then Michael heard a loud yipping type of sound, like the sound of the mountain dwellers from Lawrence of Arabia, which came directly from the booming sound of Attila's own vocal cords. It was the sound of a manic yell that pierced through the night and had everyone's attention by the balls in an instant. Michael then let Stumpy safely go free, as he felt a bit depleted, seeing how his scene had come and went. It was their scene now, and Michael had become just another spectator. As Stumpy ran off for safety, Michael then looked back, worried that at this point, the other beefcakes on the roof might still try to rush him, but they didn't. Their eyes were just as much glued to the new scene on the block as Michael's was. Then some of the crowd started scattering in panic, and Michael felt like it was time to make like a tree and leave. There ain't no point in sticking around. Getting to Rat Boy's all that matters. I can figure out who these clowns are later. As he got to the corner of the roof, Michael saw a lot of points he could use to lower himself down to the ground level. The scene itself was still tense, yet nothing was happening. "Motherfuckers, I'll kill you, you fucks!" screamed out a numbskull cockskull as he banged his head against another cockskull mate and nearly knocked that mate of his to the ground. And then all of a sudden, it was on. The cockskulls rushed towards the motorcycle horde as the two clashed. It was mayhem. Some of the beefcakes also got involved, but even with all their numbers combined with the cockskulls, they were still no match. The horde began riding over them as they wielded chains and Molotov cocktails, massacring the lot. Taking in the vistas, Michael began to feel invigorated and had the inclination to rush and join. Wait, rush and join in? No, this ain't my scene. But the ultra-violence was just so cathartic and tempting that a part of Mad Boy wanted a piece of it no matter the cost. But then, seeing all the violence began to have a reverse effect on him as it began feeling a bit too violent. What am I doing? I gotta get out of here. "Fuck you, Mad Boy!" cried out a cockskull as him and 4 others rushed at Michael. And it now seemed like the scene was going to make Mad Boy a part of it. Mad Boy popped one easily enough as the moron ran straight into his fist, and the cockface went down for the count. The second grabbed Michael from the waist and tried to twirl him to the ground, but Mad Boy kept his balance and elbowed the greasy fucker to the nose. But then the third guy caught up to him fast and sacked Mad Boy to the ground. Michael now needed to hurry to his feet, but as he tried, he saw the 4th cockskull running towards him, looking like he wanted to kick his face in. The one cockskull that had sacked Mad Boy then tried to hold him down, but Mad Boy kneed him in the face and knocked him out, and before the 4th cockskull could reach in for the kick, Mad Boy lunged out of the way, and the idiot swung his leg so hard and wide that he lost his balance and plopped ass first on the pavement. It was now Mad Boy's turn at the bat. As he ran up, he punted the cockskull's face so hard it almost flew off. At this point, the fifth cockskull stopped, for he seemed ready just a second ago to make his own attempt. But seeing as how fast his mates had gotten fucked up by Mad Boy had made him hesitate. And strangely enough, Michael found the only cockskull around with a sense of self-preservation. Oh, come on, no 6 man until 1 man leaves, thought Michael, and then chuckled. Run, whispered Mad Boy, simply enough. But the fucker then started pacing up and down and smacking himself across the sides of his forehead while screaming like a howler monkey in the mood. What the fuck is he? Must be his way of assessing the matter. It's like watching the Discovery Channel, but if all the animals are retarded or something. Then the slime bag booked. Looking back, Michael saw Stumpy's place was now on fire. There was still a full-on rumble going on, but some of the cyclists were beginning to leave. Their leader was no longer dumping skulls and was with the evacuating party out. There were now sirens in the air, and it sounded like the bulls were finally getting around to doing their freaking jobs. That's the thing about the city today. There's always gang wars breaking out here and there, so the cops are way too thinly spread out to make much of a difference. You'd think with that cowboy actor as a president, the cops would now be armed like the military, but in fact, they really ain't. Fucking Reagan.